Hey guys, welcome to the Raptors. Today we are going to do an important topic which may turn up in your board exam, mathematics board exam, scheduled for 9th of April. Today we are going to find out domain and range of a function. So let us find out. So, you already know that function is a spatial relation in which all the domain elements must have a unique image. So, assume this is set x, this is y, x1, x2, x3, y1, y2, y3, y4. So, this set is known as domain set and this is codomain. First set is domain, this is codomain. You also know that this set is also known as pre-image, while this set is image. And what are range elements? Range elements are the elements which are actually mapped. So in this case it is y1 comma y3. Now domain elements are y1, y2, y3, y4. You clearly see that range is subset of domain. Why I write this? Because all the codomain elements can also get mapped. In that case, uh, range will be equal to domain. Now, we are going to find out for a given function what will be the domain and range. For example, question for a real valued function fx is equal to square root of 9 minus x square, find its domain and range. So solution, like let us find the solution. Fx is square root of 9 minus x square. Now you see the fx is square root function, and inside for a real valued function, the argument of square, that is inside of square, must be positive. It cannot be negative, because if it is negative it will become imaginary complex number. So we'll apply that concept that inside the square root the value should always be 0 or positive, like greater than equal to 0. So 9 minus x square should be greater than equal to 0. That gets x square less than equal to 9, which means x belongs to minus 3 comma 3. Now this is closed bracket. What does closed bracket mean? Closed bracket means you are allowed to take the end points as well, the values of the endpoints as well. Had it been like this, minus 3 to 3, so you are allowed to take all possible values between minus 3 and 3 except the border values, that is minus 3 and 3. So except minus 3 and 3, all other values are included. Since we are allowed to take 3 and minus 3, because if you take 3 and minus 3, this will become 0, it will indeed be positive. Hence we should keep it in closed bracket. So therefore domain of f will be minus 3 3. So domain, you see, this set is domain and this set is range. So what is domain? How can we define domain? All valid values of x which is belonging to x. What is range? All valid values of y which belongs to y. Now for finding range is what minimum and maximum value a function attains or can attain. Now this function fx is equal to square root of 9 minus x square shows that since it is a square root function, it will always be positive, right? So the minimum value this square root function can attain is when x equal to 3 and it will be 0, because it is always positive. So the smallest positive value is 0. Now we'll have to see what is the maximum value this function can attain. Now the maximum value this function can attain is when, see something is getting, something positive is getting subtracted from 9. So what happens? If something is getting subtracted, the thing which is getting subtracted should be minimum, then only the function can attain the maximum value. Because if it is not minimum, something will get subtracted and the value of function will fall. So the minimum value modulus wise, because it's a square function, it can have 0. So when x is 0, the maximum value the function attains is square root of 9, which is 3. Therefore, range of the function will be close bracket 0 to 3. Why close bracket? Because the function attains 0 and it also attains 3. So that's how you find out domain and range of a given function. We'll find out another, we'll take another example to find domain and range, so that we can have broader perspective. Suppose we have another real valued function where fx is equal to log of square root of 16 minus x square. That is kind of interesting question because it has logarithm function, square root function. So you know, the logarithm function looks like this. This is log x and this is x. So you see, at 1, when argument becomes 1, log function is 0, and at 0, log function attains minus infinity. So argument of log function should always be positive, excluding 0, because at 0 you get minus infinity. So that is kind of something which we don't know, or it is not defined. So this 6 for finding out domain, this square root, it should not be 0. So 16 minus x square should be greater than 0, not equal to. You understand? Because at 0 the function will attain minus infinity. So this translates to x square less than 16, x belonging to minus 4 to 4. Here we are having open bracket minus 4 to 4 because x square should just be less than 16. It should not be equal to 16. So this, therefore, domain of function is minus 4 to 4. Now we come to range. Similarly, we need to find range of this function. That means what is the minimum and maximum value the range can attain. See, the maximum value, let us find out maximum value when x becomes 0. The maximum value will be square root of 16, which is 4, so log 4. So when x becomes 0, fx becomes log of 16 minus 0, log of 4, log of 2 to the power 2, that means 2 log 2. Remember the function can attain 0, and if the function can attain 0, the value will be 2 log 2, right? Now the minimum value, for finding out minimum value, you see, we can choose 3.99999 plus minus, and the value in the square root will be very small number, 0.000 something, whose square root will be even smaller. So you see, if the value of x is less than 1, or it is very small or closer to 0, the function attains negative infinity. So a very small, like a value of 3.999 can be chosen for x, which will be very closer to 16, 15.9999 something. So the difference will give you very small number. So log of very small number, very small positive number, will give you minus infinity. So the minimum value this function can attain is negative infinity. So therefore, a range of f will be minus infinity to 2 log 2. So you see 2 log 2 should be in closed bracket because the function is attaining 2 log 2 at x equal to 0 and the minimum value is minus infinity. So that's how one calculates, finds out domain and range of a function.